Hello students, good morning. I am Dhirendra Kumar, Modern English School, New Area, Senior. This is first part of video lecture for class 7, History, chapter 5th, that is Rulers and Buildings. Name of this chapter suggests that which ruler constructed which temples or which building, which monuments, and what technologies they implemented. Students, in this chapter we will study which buildings are built and how they were built, why they were built, which types of buildings were used by royal families, which buildings were used by civilians. Students, have you heard about Utominar? This is 5-story building. First floor or 1 story was built by Kutum Aibak. That's why this building got its name, Utominar. And rest stories were built by Iltutmish. This was revamped, or this was this was maintained by other rulers also, because upper part of building was damaged by lightning or any phenomena. So after coming rulers, for example Alauddin Khilji, Muhammad Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, all these rulers time to time maintained this Utominar. Student, some inscriptions you can see below the top floor. This was very difficult to place inscriptions in this curved structure. You can imagine how skillful they were. Students, which types of buildings they built? Palaces, garden palace were built for royal family, while temples, mosque, caravanserai, wells, tanks, these were built by kings for the comfortability of civilians. Kings were expected to take care of their subject, to take care of their people. And rulers always built these buildings for the comfort of their subject. Students, Here we have seen buildings were built by rulers or royal families, but some temples or mosques were built by merchants also. But domestic construction, Haveli, is constructed only after 18th century. Students, next topic is engineering skill and superstructure. Students, for making superstructure, what technologies they implemented? Here we should understand first of all superstructure. Construction work above the first floor is called superstructure. During those times, this was very difficult work. Consider how we construct our roof, how we construct our windows or doors. Simply, we place a horizontal beam over two vertical pillar. Students, nowadays you might have seen arc in some buildings, and hold the loads, hold the weights of the building is based on that arc. Students, you may consider their art and architecture or their technologies by studying about constructions of temples, Kandarya temple and Rajrajeshwar temple. Rajrajeshwar temple is taller than Kandarya temple, and they applied very good technology for construction of these temples. There were meeting hall, after which there were garbhagriha, where idols of main deity were placed. Students, this was very difficult to place heavy rocks at the top of the temples. It weighed about 90 tons, and there were no cranes at that time. How they placed these two heavy stones at the top of the temple? They made incline and to prevent high slope, they take a distance of 4 kilometer for making incline. And by this, they pushed the rocks at the top of the temple. Villages around this temple is known as villages of incline, Charupallam. Villages of incline. Students, now new buildings were being built and two technologies I have to discuss with you. First is arc. All the loads of the buildings were based on this arc. And second is limestone cement. After invention of limestone cement, making large buildings becomes very easy. You can see pictures how men were carrying concrete and all the building materials. Student, that's all. Tomorrow I will discuss about temples, mosques, wells, tanks, buildings, etc. That's all. Have a nice day.